Oi, tudo bem? Eu sou Luciana, da Street Smart Brazil. This lesson today is about the verb ir, which means to go. In this lesson, you will learn how to conjugate the verb ir in the present tense. You learn how to use the verb correctly. And I will give you 5 street smart tips to make your Portuguese more natural. Before we start, I would like to tell you really quickly about Street Smart Brazil's flashcard app for Android devices. Imagine a simple-to-use app that could help you practice verb conjugation while building vocabulary. Our flashcards will do just that for you. There are 4 sets available. Set 1 is free, and it covers the present tense of 4 power verbs. The verbs ser, estar, ter, and the verb ir. So get your app at the Google Play Store. Now let's see the conjugation of the verb ir in the present tense. Eu vou, I go. Now I want to give you 2 pronunciation tips. First is the word eu. So don't even look at the word right now, just listen to it. Eu. Okay, so not eu, not io, eu. And then vou. So the OU is like the letter O in English, vou, eu vou. Then you have você vai, ele vai, ela vai, a gente vai. And if you're not sure what a gente means and how to use it, click on the green square there to learn about how to use a gente. Nós vamos, vocês vão. This is the nasal sound, and a lot of people don't like it, but it's not that hard. Imagine someone says something and you don't quite hear, and you go like, It's almost that, but it's Okay, so vocês vão, eles vão, elas vão. Wonderful. Now let's see how to use the verb, and I'm gonna show you that through 4 examples. Eu vou à praia nos fins de semana. I go to the beach on the weekends. Notice how we say weekends, fins de semana. Semana is in the singular, and notice that it's masculine because it agrees with fins. So I'll read this one again. Eu vou à praia nos fins de semana. Eu nunca vou ao cinema sozinha. I never go to the movies by myself. Eu nunca vou ao cinema sozinha. Notice the word cinema. The stronger syllable is ne, cinema. Also notice that I say ao cinema. It means this is a masculine word. It ends in a, but usually words that end in ema are masculine. Está tarde. Vou para casa. It's late. I'm going home. Again, está tarde. Vou para casa. Ana vai para o Brasil. Ana is going to Brazil. Ana vai para o Brasil. Now you might be wondering, is it ir a or ir para? Did you notice that I used the verb ir with the preposition a in examples 1 and 2? And I used the preposition para in examples 3 and 4. You're probably wondering if it's all the same. And the answer is yes and no. According to the grammar, you should use ir a when you're going somewhere for a short amount of time. Well, this is the case with most things in our lives, such as when we go to the beach, to the movies, to school, the supermarket, restaurants, etc. And you should use para when you're going somewhere for a relatively long time. This is the case when you're moving somewhere, also when you're going home, since home is your base location. However, I want to tell you this. In Brazil, we use ir a and ir para interchangeably. In fact, in Brazil, para is the most commonly used preposition with the verb ir. Now, with that said, if you're going to write for work or school, I recommend that you choose your preposition according to the grammar. Now, is it ir a or ir ao? It's not difficult. I will show you. It's just a question of masculine or feminine. If I have the sentence, I go to the beach on the weekends, this was the first example in the lesson. If I translate this literally to Portuguese, I will have eu vou à praia. So to is a preposition, and in Portuguese it's a. The beach, the is an article, and in Portuguese it's a. So it's confusing because it seems like you have the same word twice, but it's not actually the same word. One is a preposition, the second one is an article. And what happens is you cannot leave them like that. You have to put them together. They contract into one thing. And so you have eu vou à praia nos fins de semana. And the pronunciation is the same for the a preposition, the a article, or this final contraction between the two. The same thing happens in the masculine. So this was our sentence example 2, I never go to the movies alone. Literally, I'm gonna have eu nunca vou ao cinema sozinha, but I can't leave those two a, o like that. So I have to put them together. Eu nunca vou ao cinema sozinha. And again, this is because cinema is a masculine word. So there you go. It's just a question of feminine or masculine. Great. Now let's see the 5 tips that I promised you. Tip number 1 is that in spoken Brazilian Portuguese, we usually say pra instead of para and instead of para a. And this is informal, but it's pretty common in Brazil. So my first example would actually be eu vou pra praia. And this is most likely what I would say. And in the masculine version, it's pro. Eu vou pro cinema. And again, this is more common in spoken Portuguese, although we also use it when we're writing on Facebook, Twitter, writing emails to our friends, but I would not write it like that in a work email. Tip number 2. To say that someone is going home, always use the preposition para. And do not use an article before casa. Oh, in English you would not say that you're going to home or to the home. So in Portuguese you don't say that either, it's just going home. So my example would be eu vou pra casa. And another example, Ana e Carlos vão pra casa. So Ana e Carlos are going home. Tip number 3. With the verb ir, we can use it in the present tense to express a future action. And that's what I did in example 3, which is on the screen now. Está tarde, vou pra casa. I'm going home. So it's a future action. However, I'm using the verb in the present tense. In example 4, I said Ana is going to Brazil. Ana vai para o Brasil. So again, I'm using the verb in the present tense, but it indicates a future action. Tip number 4. Do not say eu vou ir à praia. We don't use the verb ir twice in the same sentence like that. So we just say eu vou à praia. And tip number 5. You will hear people saying eu vou na praia. In Brazil, you will hear that. It's grammatically wrong to use the preposition em or one of its contractions, which here we have na. It's wrong to use it with the verb ir. However, this use is so common in Brazil that some grammarians now consider it acceptable. So I would say use with care. Thank you so much for watching the lesson. Muito obrigada. I hope it's gonna help you speak Portuguese with more confidence. I want to tell you that we are a Portuguese language school. We offer Brazilian Portuguese lessons via Skype. We have a wonderful team of very friendly and professional instructors. You can click on this video to learn more about us, and you can support us by subscribing to our channel. Muito obrigada, I hope to see you soon. Tchau, tchau!